Hello everyone, my name is Devish and today I'll be doing the first question. The first question is where describe how do you construct the uncertain yen denominated return from investing 1 yen in the Swiss franc money market. So the answer for this is divided into three steps. The first step is where we have been given yen and we convert that yen into the Swiss franc at the given spot exchange rate. Now, after converting yen into Swiss franc at the given spot exchange rate, we move on to step two, is where we invest those Swiss francs in the Swiss money market for a period of time, and we leave those investments unhedged. Now, the term unhedged basically means is where it allows you to gain from beneficial currency changes, but it also carries the risk of the negative effects of the currency price changes. Now, basically, after assuming that those investments are unhedged, we move on to step three, is where when the investment horizon it ends, we take the Swiss franc and then we convert it back into yen at that future spot exchange rate. Now, after converting into that spot exchange rate, we figure out that how is it beneficial to us. Thank you.
So we have two hypotheses. First is unconditional and is unbiased because it's holding the expectations of several agents within the market, thus proving its neutrality. The forward rate is also unconditional because of the following formula. This equation states that the first hypothesis is equal to the second hypothesis, which is meant that it means that if H1 is true, the first hypothesis is true, then the second will also always be true. This is regarding the second formula. Now, based on the first formula, we can also conclude that the second premium/discount of currencies is also unbiased.
So, in question number three, we have the unpredictability of an asset's return that can be divided into two halves. So, the correlation of the asset's return with the return on the market portfolio determines the non-diversifiable portion. So, in this section, there is a source of risk, and it is like one of the reasons for the asset's risk premium. In the second part, we have the fraction of the asset's risk that is diversifiable and hence does not contribute to the variance of a big, well diversified portfolio. And this is the other component of the uncertain element of its return. So, this latter part is therefore not a source of risk to any investor who holds a large, well diversified portfolio.
Good morning. As per a question, we are asked to find the mean and the standard deviation for the future expected spot rate for the current spot rate of $1.58.45 for every British pound. Firstly, we calculate the mean, which is sum of observations divided by the number of observations. All our future possibilities are given, which are -5, -1, and so on. By calculating the sum of the observations, which are said above, divided by the number of observations, we get negative 0.5 as our mean. After this, we need to find our future expected spot rate, which is nothing but 1 plus r raised to t multiplied with the current spot rate. As our mean is negative, we can rewrite it as 1 minus 0.005 multiplied by the current rate, which is 1.5845, which would give us our expected future spot rate as 1.5766 for every pound. Now Ruthik will be continuing with the
Thank you,
standard
Mohit,
deviation.
and I'll be speaking about the standard deviation of this future spot rate. To find the standard deviation, we have to do x minus x bar, the whole square, divided by n minus 1, the whole root. So the possible values for the rate of exchange dollar to pound spot exchange rate are given as following: 7%, 5%, 3%, etc. So given to us is the x bar, so that's the mean that is given as 0.5%. Sorry, minus 0.5%. And further, we multiply this value with the probability. And as shown in the workings done by Mohit, we've got the sum that equals to 17.25 as the variance. So to find out the standard deviation, we find the square root of the total sum, that is 17.25. So the standard deviation of the square root of 17.25 is equals to 4.15331. And now further on, after we find the standard deviation, we multiply that by the current rate, that is dollar to pound, that is 1.5845. So that's 4.1533 into 1.5825. That gives us approximately of dollar to pound of 0.0658. Thank you.
For question number 5, we have to use the CAPM formula, where the expected spot rate is divided by the spot exchange rate is equals to beta of forward market multiplied by market rate of return. So we just plug in the formulas, the values given to us in the formula. The beta forward market is $1.55 and the beta of forward market is 1.5 and the market rate of return is 7%. So we have to find the expected spot rate, which is 1.55 multiplied by 1.5 multiplied by 0.07. That gives us 1.55 multiplied by 1.5 multiplied by 0.07. That gives us $0.16275 per pound. So according to the question, we would want to purchase pound 1 million. So we have to multiply pound 1 million with the expected spot rate, which is 0.16275 equals to, when you multiply this, you get 1 million multiplied by 0.16275. You get $162,750. So therefore the purchase of 1 million pound will give us the profit of 162,750. Hence it is equilibrium. Since it gained, so it is an equilibrium. Furthermore, the pound decreases when the market is low or when the market is down. So this is not good for the ones who buy the pound, because it can result in many losses for them, as compared to the ones who, on the other hand, the sellers of the pounds will gain from this because they have negative beta. So for them, if the market is not doing good, for them it will perform good, and when the market is low, it won't